Hello and welcome to Croke Park, and what a weekend of football action we had. We've to wait another couple of weeks to find out who's going to be crowned Munster football champions after Kerry and Cork finished in a draw yesterday in Killarney. Now to talk about all the weekend's main talking points, I'm joined by Martin Breheny of the Irish Independent and Eircom ambassador Tomas O'Shea. Now Tomas, in the run up to the game there was a lot of people predicting that Kerry were going to win. 88% of people predicted that, and you were in that camp. 2% went for the draw. Do you think that the draw was a fair result?
I think it was a very fair result from a Kerry point of view. I think Kerry were very lucky to come out of there with a draw. I was at the match and I think there was a couple of decisions. A penalty decision probably went Kerry's way. They didn't really perform in certain areas of the field. I felt they struggled at midfield. So to get a draw and to get a second chance at it, I think Eamon Fitzmaurice would be really happy. Cork were brilliant. I mean, they started. I didn't think that they'd keep it going for the second half, but they did. They came out and they actually played better in the second half than they did in the first. And I think Brian Kirkwood would be very, very happy. I think this idea of Kerry, will they improve more so than Cork for the second game? I don't think so. I think Cork will have a lot of confidence coming into the second game. They won't fear Kerry. They'll come back down to Killarney looking for a win, so it should be a great second game as well.
Who do you think will learn more from that game now, Cuthbert or Fitzmaurice?
Well, I don't know. Sometimes you can replay take on a different complexion altogether, and of course this one will have a different complexion that is back in Killarney. Normally they'd be Kerry be heading for Páirc Uí Chaoimh, but of course the reason that Cork played so well yesterday is down to Tomas. I mean, he incited them to great heights that previously that mightn't have reached, and in fact, if I think Tomas, you'd have run out of Kerry if
the draw was probably the best result for Tomas, I think.
But I suppose the point was as well, like because Kerry ran away with it in last year's Munster Final, people tend to reflect back on that. But they went into last year's game, Cork were favourites, and that's Cork Kerry. It's always been the same. I'm long enough covering these. I think we all know that's the way it is. And in terms of who learned the more, you'd have to say that Kerry would look to get a draw, no question of that. So I think they'll probably feel that the edge is now with them.
James O'Donoghue is a player that has garnered a lot of attention, and we got a shout out for him from Rory Campbell. He said that speed, skill, kicking, passing, he has it all. Do you think that's a fair assessment of James O'Donoghue?
He's great confidence as well. He's a great player, you know, and it takes a really, really good defender. I think sometimes it might take 2 or 3 to handle him. He was excellent yesterday, and he was basically living on scraps. You know, he didn't get a lot of ball in. But I think Paul Geaney was excellent when he came on as well, and he's a guy who will be pushing maybe to come in for Barry John Keane possibly. But James O'Donoghue has everything, you know, and the thing about Kerry and the thing about players like James O'Donoghue, the longer they go in the championship, the more they'll come out of themselves as well, and hopefully we'll see him up here in Croker doing his business during August and September. That
last score of Fionn Fitzgerald, did he mean to do it?
I don't know, there's been a lot of talk about it. It reminded me of that kick in 82, was it Sean Lowry that put in that? It looked like he was just coasting along in an easy style kick, and when he kicked it I just thought he was trying to lob it in, to be honest with you. But
would you have gone for Tomas? That's the question.
Oh, I would have, of course. I would have. I've gone for it plenty of times and missed. But it was a great kick, and geez, it was last chance saloon, and we were lucky it went over. I think there was just relief when it went over, and it was a great kick for him. I'd say he's the only guy who can answer did he mean it or not, and he'll probably say he did, knowing the fella.
Before the match you made some comments about Cork. Do you feel that you've been proven wrong now after yesterday?
Well, I'd still stand behind the comments I made. I made them based on the 3 big games. They didn't show up in those 3 big games, and to be fair, yesterday they did. And like Martin said, you can't. I mean, it's like the old dog, if you kick him often enough, he'll bark. And they did yesterday. I mean, I've said it that they are capable, but I wasn't sure in terms of. I thought what impressed me yesterday was, number 1, they stayed the course for the 70 minutes. And number 2, tactically, they were a lot sharper than they have been in the past.
Now I'm going to move on to next weekend's big game, Dublin and Westmeath here in Croke Park. Now Tomas, before I go on to that, I have to warn you that I'm going to be asking for your prediction, and you are currently bottom of the Ambassadors League table, so no pressure. And if anybody thinks that they can predict the games better than Tomas, go on to eircom.ie/GAA and you'll be able to have your chance to do that and also to win some tickets. Now, Westmeath and Dublin, Martin, I'll go to you. Do you think this is going to be any bit of a contest at all?
Yeah, you'd hope it would be, but I think it will be. Yeah, I mean, Westmeath had the capacity to score. I mean, there's no doubt about that. We saw them. You know, what was it? 3-14 against Louth, 1-21 against Wexford, and was it 3-19 against Meath? And by any standards, that's good scoring. Okay, maybe the quality defences won't be as good as, or weren't as good as what they'll come up against next Sunday. But they need to get a start. That's the key. If you know, that's where if Dublin were to get at them at the first 10 minutes and really set them. I know Meath did it and they came back at them, but Westmeath have to get in there. And I think they will. I think they'll make more of an impact on this. And they have very good football. Actually good technical footballer, so I think they'll be in this a lot longer than people think, hopefully anyway.
So if you were to call it?
I'd say Dublin, even though I'm being wrong a lot, but I'd say Dublin.
Martin?
Yeah, it has to be Dublin. You just hope that Westmeath don't have a very bad day that would leave them vulnerable in the fourth round. They've had a good season and hopefully they will come out of it with their heads high and have a great going round for the qualifiers.
Now, Tomas, with the analysis done, it's time for the quiz, and I have some good news for you and some bad news. The bad news is that you have to get all 5 questions right, or else you're going to have to do a challenge. Now, people have been suggesting challenges for you on the Aircam GAA Facebook page, and those challenges that most people want you to do are 1, either wear a Cork jersey, or 2, sing some of the banks of my old lovely Lee. Now, the good news is that you get to pick which challenge you want to do, so what would you like to do?
Neither if I could, but if I was put on the spot, I can't really sing, so I'll have to go with the jersey.
Right, and just to make you aware, this is going to be put up on social media as well, so there's going to be plenty of people seeing you. Now, Martin, you're not allowed helping with these. I've 5 questions for you. I've made them a little bit harder because you are a GAA expert. So starting off, I'm going to give you all the answers at the end, and Martin, you can help with tallying up how he did. So in 2006, what county team famously caused a stir by warming up in front of Hill 16 before playing Dublin? A, Cork, B, Mayo, or C, Wexford?
Mayo.
Okay, that's 1. In what year did the GAA introduce 5 subs instead of 3 and allow for blood subs also? This one's a little bit hard. A, 2000, B, 2003, or C, 2006?
I'd say 2003.
Okay. Which team prevented Dublin from retaining their All-Ireland title in 1996? A, Laois, B, Meath, or C, Kerry?
Meath.
Okay. What county is also known as the Banner? A, Clare, B, Cork, or C, Limerick?
Clare.
And finally, what is the name of Donegal's home ground? A, McCool Park, B, McHale Park, or C, Park Esler?
Oh, McCool Park, is it?
You're right. So, you got 4 right. The one that you got wrong was the blood subs. The answer was 2000. So you're going to have to, yeah, it was. You were going to have to wear the Cork jersey, and we'll be putting that up for everyone to see. So that's it. Many thanks to Martin and Tomas. And if anybody would like to get involved in our GAA discussion, please visit aircom.ie/GAA. And we'll be back next week to talk about all things football. Many thanks.